Record.
There's Craig.
There he is. It's that boy.
Dead boy.
So Cole, what have you gotten from Tin Man?
I got the artiken in like summer sometime. I don't remember. The socks and kind of the shitty hat. I'm not gonna lie. I bought it.
White beanie.
Not the beanie, like one of the, not the most recent white hat, but the one before that. That has like the small ass logo on the side.
Oh, the gold stripes with the Addy on the front.
Oh yeah, it might be that one. I don't know. I just regret buying it. It's pretty fucking plain.
Is it white?
Oh yeah.
How much was that one? Wasn't that one like 30 or something?
35 maybe? 30?
Jesus Christ. What about the socks?
I think those were like, I don't know, 15, 18, something like that.
Were those like a good investment?
Yeah, I'm gonna wear those in races and shit probably.
Nice.
Dripping.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just got the gray hoodie from the recent drop.
How much was that?
$75.
Honestly, I would pay $75 for like a good quality hoodie. That's like all I wear.
It is pretty quality, and I like the thing that sold me on it was the logo that they put on the hood.
Oh yeah, I liked it. Did you get it yet?
He's wearing it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we need to have a video version of this eventually, and then we can all just show off our merch.
One thing I'm going to throw out before we officially start, Cole. If you're looking for a good quality fleece hoodie,
Spence, that was the cold open, and you were supposed to segue into the intro.
Let me say my piece.
Okay? let's get the fleece one though. I'm curious too.
Same.
Yeah, I have a good fleece hoodie that costs me, well, nothing because I'm affiliated with Columbus Track Club. But if you go on shakeoutapparel.com, I'm just double checking the link. Yeah, shakeoutapparel.com. Their fleece hoodies are $40.
Oh sick.
Like it. I mean, they have an I Heart to Run hoodie, which is fleece, and that's $40. The Run Ohio fleece that I have is $40. The straight up Ohio branded one, with like the old ass Gothic script is $30.
Is Cole even from Ohio?
No.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say you can get like the brand name on the front, or you can get the I Heart to Run one. It's way cheaper than the Tin Man hoodie, but it's also like really high quality. I've run in the Run Ohio hoodie, and I love it. So.
Oh, I don't think you can get that one.
My personal shout out is going to be the Running Warehouse hoodie. That thing is my favorite hoodie. I wear that more or less daily.
Is that the blue one?
They have. I don't think. Let me.
I've seen a blue one with the.
Mine's black. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've seen a blue one with the logo on the front, and then it says Running Warehouse underneath that. Is that what it is, but black?
It's similar, but yeah, I think mine's just black.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, that thing is amazing. I wear it every single day. So, but all right, now that we got the merch out the way, Spence, take us away.
Oh, actually, I have. I heard about running tank tops for turkey trots, and one of them said it said "huffin' for the stuffin'" on it, and had a picture of a turkey running.
Beautiful.
That one I can actually applaud. That was nice.
Yeah. I like that.
I can applaud that. With that being said, welcome to episode 8 of the Unattached podcast. I'm Spencer Mahon.
I'm Shreyas Sriram.
I'm Tyler Bowman.
And I'm Cole Parker.
Oh, I was going to introduce you, but Cole's just decided that he's going to flex on us and introduce himself.
Hey, can I just point out that the fact that was actually a relatively clean intro and Tyler was not muted?
I hereby ban the word flex from this podcast. Let's see if we can do it.
Cole has established his dominance here, and given that, I think it's only correct that this episode is now the Cole podcast featuring me, Spence, and Tyler. Oh man, no, that was good. I'm impressed that you had the confidence to just say your whole name, Cole.
Oh yeah, people can go look at me
We love
on Athletic.
Ladies,
Yeah.
come up.
Yeah, for real though.
Alrighty.
For real though.
Tyler, do you want to take away your training recap before you got to go do laundry?
Sure. I don't remember what I did. I ran a little bit and I worked out a little bit, and that's it.
Wow.
Nothing very interesting, I'm gonna be honest. Well, actually, Monday I ran 4 miles for the first time since the turkey trot, so that's a thing, I guess.
Oh damn. Look at you.
Don't clap for that.
Vomeros?
Oh, very nice. Would recommend. A
I
little.
love the Vomeros as a shoe personally.
Do you have the 14s?
Yeah, I got the 14s, and I loved every step I took in them.
No, they have this strange thing that the Pegasus 34s had. The Mammoth Lakes ones that I have. They have, because they have an air pocket in them, in the forefoot and the midfoot, I guess, or the heel. And the one in the forefoot, you can kind of feel like the bubble, which is a little strange, but I'm sure that'll flatten out.
It
like
flattens
it usually
out,
does.
definitely.
Yeah. But it's a little strange right now because it feels kind of a little bit unstable. Other than that, they are like the Cliftons, but more responsive, basically.
Very nice.
And heavier.
Oh, that's gross, though.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I mean,
Most of their way.
but Shreyas, what'd you do?
Well, Cole just asked you how much.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, how many
Oh,
ounces?
God, I don't know.
I think in a men's size 9, they're 9
What are they, like 10, 9.5, something like that?
They're like 9 ounces flat, I thought.
Are they? All I know is that the Cliftons are always absurdly light, like 7.5.
The Clifton 6 that I had was out of the 2019 shoes that I tried this year. I want to say the Clifton was my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Same.
Yeah, I really like mine too.
Oh, do you have a pair, Cole?
Yeah, probably like the best investment, honestly.
Fucking Clifton gang, baby.
Yeah,
So tell us what else you're running in, and then why don't we hear your training recap then?
So basically, I have like these Adidas trainers. I'm not sure which ones they are. I think they're like the STs or something. Solar Glides, that's what they are. And I got them for like $80. And then I used my Cliftons that I had retired, but then I brought them back, and I use Ride ISOs, the Sauconys. And then for tempos, I use the Fly Knits.
Damn, so you got every brand up in there.
I was going to say, you got a good rotation going. I respect that.
Yeah. I bought the Zoom Fly 3s, but like honestly, I got them a size too big, and I don't really like them anyways. Like, compared to the Fly Knits, I don't know.
Why not?
They don't stable, but that also might be because I got a bigger size. And I don't really like the upper. I like the Fly Knit upper on it. And the Fly Knits.
Do you wear socks when you wear those shoes or no?
The Fly Knits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Because I think, I remember people were saying, the Fly Knits work better without socks. And so I was wondering if...
that's debatable to me. That's debatable to me.
Yeah, because I race in spikes, sockless. So, I understood the premise of that, but I was just wondering whether that actually applied to the Fly Knits, because I've never met someone who races in the Fly Knits sockless.
So this was my first year cross country, and my first race, my teammate and me decided to go fucking barefoot or sockless. And literally as soon as I crossed the line, blood was all over my shoe from
in the Fly Knits or in spikes?
Spikes. And yeah, it was pretty gross, and I had a big ass wound on my foot for a week. Not the best idea.
That's rough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So what else you been doing? You worn the flats for a workout recently, or what's up?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a pair of what are those Nike flats, LTs or something?
Yeah, the
LTs. Nike Streak LTs.
Yeah, I got those for my birthday, but I still haven't tried them out yet. but I'll have to soon.
What color did you get?
I think I got the cheapest ones, honestly, like the pink bottom with the gray upper. I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, the pink is fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, honestly, I just buy the cheapest ones.
Yeah, that's my policy. It's just if it's cheap and effective, I'm a cop 'em.
Yeah.
So what have you? So workout wise, have you done anything? Because I was mainly asking to see if you did like anything in the Cliftons or any workouts in the Flyknits recently.
I've been doing just like 40-minute tempos in the Flyknits, honestly. I usually
you're back in base season, right? As a high schooler now.
Yeah, I'm in like the real like easy phase of base, so not too much workout wise.
How was your long run this past weekend?
I did it on Friday, and I had like
blasphemous, dude. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, the thing is,
I guess Church of the Sunday Long Run doesn't mean shit anymore.
Oh, it definitely doesn't. I'm about to do my long run tomorrow, probably.
What?
Thursday? Why?
Just like weather and like how it's going to be set up with my rest day next week. So I don't know.
Well, I just want to let you know that you're going to jail.
Oh,
you
okay.
cannot pass go and you cannot collect $200.
Yeah.
Go straight to jail.
Yeah. What is it? Just because of like your final schedule and break, or is it just weather?
It's kind of both. Like I kind of like doing it early. Like I'm starting to get to the point where I want to do it earlier in the week too. I don't know. I like to balance a certain amount of days between my long run and my one workout. So I don't know. I think it's just preference. And I looked at the weather, and it's gonna be like 50s this weekend, which looks nice. So
there you go.
I want to do my workout then.
Please tell me you at least start your week on a Monday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. So I guess this isn't that controversial an episode.
No. Yeah. No.
I guess I'll just roll into my training because I have fuck all as well. I went to Georgia over the weekend for a friend's graduation, so I didn't get to run that. I ran Thursday morning before my flight. I ran Friday a little bit after I got there, and then Saturday a little bit as well. I wasn't able to pack too much, so I only had the one pair of shoes that I was wearing, which are a very old beat-up pair, but they're crispy white, and they looked good with khakis, so I wore them because then at least I look mildly, good at his graduation. And so that's all. And then Sunday I took entirely off because my sleep schedule has been screwed up. Monday, I did like 20 minutes, just very, very slowly because my legs were not appreciating 2 flights in the span of 4 days. My sleep schedule was also whack, having gone to the East Coast and come back. So yesterday I did a 5-er, did some hill sprints. I actually started recording again, like videos. So that video will probably be up sometime around when the pod goes up. And then today I'm planning to just do like 4 at the gym on the treadmill or something. And I'm doing a 5-by-mile with a quarter-mile jog tomorrow with a friend. So we'll see how the legs feel. They're still feeling kind of shit after all the flying, but I'm gonna roll with it. It's whatever.
What are you looking to pace those at?
Anywhere in the vicinity of like 5:45. As long as it's under 5:50, I don't really care. I'm just gonna go by feel, and he's a fast guy, but he hasn't been doing much mileage recently, so I'm not sure how much strength he's got. But...
So marathon pace, wink, wink.
You're funny, Tyler.
Definitely marathon pace, Shreyas.
I try my best.
Yeah, marathon pace in come July. It's goal marathon pace come July, but which is when my next marathon planned race is. But for right now,
why the fuck in the middle of July? That's my only question.
It's a downhill race. Plus, you forget that Washington, even in the summer, pretty much peaks at 65 half the time.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's fair.
So you have that. Plus, it's the Jock and Jill downhill marathon. So over the course, on average per mile, you're losing 80 feet of elevation.
Is it a legal course?
It's a Boston legal course.
Is it a USATF legal course? That's my big question.
I don't know why I would care, because I'm not running anywhere under 2:30 to begin with to make for it to make like a difference for free entry into other races. So I just care that it's a nice fast race, because my plan for it is to take whatever I run there and make that as my goal for Boston 2021, because I figure in 8 months' time I should be able to run a time on Boston that I could on that course. So
smart, very smart.
Fair enough.
It's
well,
like
you got to learn how to run downhill before you learn to run uphill, I think. Running downhill is significantly harder.
Well, yeah, running downhills. I mean, I would be concerned if there was a mile in there that was more than like a 200-foot drop. But
wait,
like
hold on.
Per mile.
Spencer, do you think running downhill is harder than running uphill?
It beats the hell out of your calves.
Yeah,
it's quads.
I was gonna say it's biomechanically tougher in the later stages of the race.
Oh, I guess in a marathon, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like in general.
Country,
I was about to say
all of a difference, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. So yeah, I'll give it away to Spence.
All right, so Friday I ended up doing a workout. It was a version of track road track, and it was 2 mile threshold on the road, 6x at 10K pace, which I was running between 308 and 302, and then a 2 mile threshold on the road, and that was both of those were 10:35, 10:36, so kind of in the neighborhood of my tempo pace. It was actually a really hard tempo course because I threw in a satanic level half-mile hill where I was climbing like 100 feet, and it just never ended. And it's like this slow, gradual grind of an uphill for 800 meters. So that was not fun at all.
Gross.
I mean, I ran the first mile of the tempo stupid fast because I was going downhill. And then I came in 5 to 10 seconds off my tempo pace in the second mile just because I'm running back up the hill I ran down to start.
Fair. So what kind of times you hit?
Like I mentioned, the Ks were 308, 308, 307, 308, 305, 302. First 2 mile threshold was 10:35. Second one was 10:36.
I hate you so much.
The long run on Sunday was kind of one of those I was feeling all right. So once I warmed up, I decided to go 16 moderate. It was 1 up, 16 moderate, 1 down. And in that moderate long run, I split right around 6-minute pace, 6:10, 6:15, something like that, with the last 4 miles, 5:55, 5:54, 5:54, 5:51. And then it was just a cool down mile. So I was rolling. I felt good. And I've just kind of carried that whole vibe into this week. And the workout I did yesterday was 8 miles at marathon effort. Pacing was a bit up and down. It was off, definitely, but it was off on the fast side. First 2 miles, 5:20, 5:19, and then 5:29, 5:27. The last couple miles were 5:18, 5:21, 5:29, and 5:14.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, when I get through the tough part of the workout, I'm just kind of like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even then, though. Cole, what do your tempos look like compared to that?
Like 40 minutes I'm trying to, probably this week, 40 minutes at sits flat.
So basically the same.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Plus, about 30 seconds.
Y'all out here pacing your tempos at my all-out 1 mile efforts.
Shrey, you had a good quote on one of my workouts 1 or 2 podcasts ago, and it was about pulling a Zach Levitt at the end of the workout.
Oh yeah, because you just cranked the living shit out of the last rep on that.
Yeah, it was a 7 mile continuous. It was very similar to what I did yesterday, and You're like, dude, you pulled a Zach Levitt after I said I ran 5 whatever for my last mile.
Absolutely nutty.
Tom Schwartz would be slapping you upside the head right now.
I know. He definitely would slap me upside the head. Today I felt like absolute fucking garbage. And that was 14 miles at 7-minute pace.
Karma.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it also doesn't help that I've been up since 3:15 this morning.
Why?
I had work at 5:30.
Okay. Yeah, I forget you work ungodly hours. For those who don't know, we typically record the podcast at like midnight Eastern Coast time. We make special exceptions for Tyler and Spencer's sleep schedule in case they're just like working absurd hours, or we make guests for special people like Cole. Where
thanks.
Because I think Cole, like you have the most diligence when it comes to like your training, aren't you? Like the one that goes to bed at like 8 or some shit and wakes up at 5.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the time I'll go to bed at like 8 and wake up at like 5:45. Most of the time. I don't know, I just get really tired.
You go and run before school then?
Yeah, actually my long run sometimes I do, not really right now because I'm not doubling. But on Friday when I did my long run, like my body had woken me up at like 3:30 and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go do my long run right now.
What, at 3:30?
Who does this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I left my house at like 4 and I got back at like 5:50. My mom was awake and yeah, she was kind of pissed that I was out running in the dark, but it's okay.
Well, you just put Tyler and I to shame, I think. Like normally we're used to just being abused by Spencer as like, you know, the lesser beings. And now you've just gone and done us in.
Dude, like the feeling of like getting your run done before school. I don't know. That's so like good. The best feeling. Now I just come home and I fucking take a nap. Like, it's nice, I guess.
Well, Cole and Spencer are both really dedicated to running. And right now, Shreyas, me and you are dedicated to completely different things. Like you with studying and me with working and working out, like lifting.
Can I tell you guys? Seriously. Can I tell you guys one more story that may or may not put you to shame?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I ran my first post-collegiate race, it was a road 10K down in Columbus, and I was staying up where I live in Cleveland, and it's a 2-hour drive to Columbus from where I live. So the race was, I think, at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Jackass me decides to wake up at 3 a.m. and I walk out the door for my like 10-15 minute shakeout at 3:15 in the morning. Come home, eat breakfast after I do all my shakeout stuff, and then I hop my happy ass in a car for 2 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning so I can get down to Columbus by 6 or 6:30 because, like I said, the race was at like 8. And I remember telling that story to 2 of my friends who go to Otterbein and were racing the 10K. They're like, dude, you're a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
And if you've ever watched Friends, I legitimately like have the whole story of this race in the little place where you write about it on Strava. I have it written up like it's a fucking Friends episode.
Jesus Christ.
Unfortunately, we will have to save that for another time because you are low on time, aren't you, Spencer?
Yeah, but I mean that was my story there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're insane. You're an insane person.
Dude, waking up at 3. I thought it was bad enough that I had to wake up at like 4 for a marathon. Waking up any earlier than 4 just sounds like ass.
I wake up at 3 too, all the time.
The last time I woke up at 3 was for a sunrise hike in high school.
3 p.m. I wake up at 3 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's true. But Tyler's a night owl.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say I don't understand how the fuck he does that.
I wake up at like anywhere from 12 to 2 basically, and then or sometimes 11 to 2, and then I'll work from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and then I will work out and run, and then because of that I am not tired until like 6 in the morning, which is fine by me.
Yeah, so you basically go to bed when Cole is waking up, and you're at your most active when Cole goes to bed.
Yeah. I would honestly say I go to bed most of the time after he has woken up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's a nutty schedule. But I guess if we're gonna talk about controversial habits and controversial shit, we might as well talk about Club XC and Tinman completely kicking ass.
How many points do they have? 22?
22. Something obscene.
Yeah, that's too many.
Something fucking ridiculous.
That's too many points. They need less next time, which I wouldn't put it past them.
They
definitely can do
sweep. It. But this is actually where wait, Cole, did you have something?
No, I was just like, I didn't hear that they were 1 through 5.
Oh no, they weren't 1 through 5. We were joking that they should be 1 through 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, but the one thing that there was a thread about, which I wanted to get your opinion on this, Cole, because as a high schooler, you're more closely related to it, is where Morgan Pearson, the guy who won, he was wearing a Tracksmith jersey, but it was in the same
No, it was
colorway.
361. It was 361 because he's a triathlete.
Yeah, 361.
And then Reed was wearing black Tracksmith. Yeah, Reed was wearing black Tracksmith shorts with a white Adidas top because he's unsponsored.
Yeah, I saw that thread, and I read part of it.
So, what's your opinion on it? Should they lose out or what?
Honestly, I don't think so. I get there's two sides to the argument, but if I'm racing, I'm not gonna go for the other person just because I think they're not worth going for. You know what I mean? Either way, I'm still gonna give it my all to pass you. That's the argument I saw, was that they would think it would be unimportant to catch the next person because they weren't on the two-man team or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense how I'm wording it, but
no, yeah, I mean it was poorly worded in the thread to begin with, but I think you explained it well. Yeah.
Can somebody explain this controversy to me? Because I actually haven't heard about this.
Oh, okay. So actually, Cole, if you read the thread, why don't you try explaining it? Let's get some more talk time out of you.
I'll try my best. So basically, the 10-man team or whatever, they were not matching with jerseys, and apparently it was in the rules or something. I don't know, but the argument was that they should be disqualified because if you were
weren't matching.
Yeah, if their jerseys weren't matching, so if you're on an opposite team and they didn't look looked like maybe a singular runner or a runner from another team that wasn't really competitive, you wouldn't worry as much about passing them as if you knew.
That was one of the arguments in there. The core root of the issue is that at club and at the NCAA and sometimes even they take it seriously at the high school level, is that everyone needs to be wearing the same uniform. The only
even
time
down to the compression tights under the shorts.
Yeah, compression tights under the shorts. Foundation layers can be white or black, but the jersey on top, the outermost layers need to be consistent across the team.
Yeah. Okay.
So because Pearson was wearing the 361, and then some people had an issue with someone wearing the Tracksmith tights.
And who is that was wearing the Tracksmith tights?
Reed Fisher.
Oh, okay. So imagine we disqualify those two people. I am positive they still win.
Yeah, they did the math. I think they said if they take out
by a lot.
If they take out Pearson, I think they said it's still a comfortable win. I don't know about taking out both though.
Well,
they had Aaron Templeton finishing second.
Yeah.
When you go 1-2, you're borderline fucking impossible to beat.
Yeah. Well, I think they had 1 through 7. Wasn't their 7th guy 35th or something?
Yeah, their 7th guy was ahead of the second place team's 5th.
Well, there you go.
but I think
tells the whole story.
But the controversy is less about eliminating one person, where I think the rule is typically that you eliminate the entire team, and I think that's how it sometimes works at the high school level too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, I mean, how much did they win? Like, money-wise, wasn't it like $5,000 or something?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was 55. I wouldn't know, to be honest. I didn't commit that to memory.
The thing is, to me, that they're also not sponsored yet, like officially. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
That's
weird
true.
thing. Yeah, Cole,
I mean, if it's in the rules, like, I get it though, you know.
Yeah, like Cole, have you guys ever had to deal with that at the high school level, where like someone, like an official, takes issue with you guys not matching?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Like, this was the first time my school's had like an actual 5 guys for a team in I think like 5 years.
Oh
And
Jesus!
this was my first year as well. So, most of the kids on my team didn't really even have spikes. They were, like, one kid had I kind of feel bad, but he had like shoes that were like 3 sizes too big for his feet. Like, respect for him coming out there, but his feet were always like bleeding and stuff like that. And one time the officials weren't like a fan of him wearing the shoes, which I don't really get, but I guess, I don't know. I've never had a personal issue with my team, but I know at like our state meet and stuff like that, yeah, you had to match like completely as a team. Also, like, no hats or anything like that, which is I kind of wish we could wear like hats. I think that'd be cool.
Well, no hats, I think, is a load of bullshit.
Could you wear gloves?
Could you wear gloves? That's what Tyler asked.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I guess that's something.
Yeah, I think the no hats I get, because
headbands.
I feel like you could wear headbands. Like, I see the hat thing because it's not just like, if they allow hats, they're probably not going to be like matching your jerseys, which I guess is one thing, but I don't know. What were you going to say?
You mean hats, like hats and not beanies, right?
Yeah.
Not like cold weather hats.
Yeah.
Okay.
More for like fashion, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, wait, Spencer, why did you think that was an issue? You had an issue with the hat thing, right?
Then again, I'm also speaking from mainly a college experience. Like, I was
Did they even let us wear hats in college?
Oh yeah, dude, I wore my Baldwin Wallace palm at the regional meet my junior year with gloves.
Yeah, no, but that's a beanie. That's like a cold weather item, not a. Plus, it's Baldwin Wallace, so it's in line with your team. I think he means just like a hat, like one of the Tinman hats you can get.
I also wore a white hat. It had our logo, but I also had a teammate in the same race. This was in track. He wore like this silver hat with a black Nike swoosh on it. And it might have had some blue in it. So
it was just like non-specific?
Yeah, it was very non-specific. Also, I do want to point out at the OAC cross country meet, some of our girls wore black arm sleeves and black foundation or base layers, and I think that was there were 2 or 3 of them that wore black, and the other 3 or 4 wore white base layers.
Oh, was that an issue?
No, not at all. They didn't DQ them. They were second in the conference, and they did the same thing at the regional
as it
meet.
shouldn't be.
They did the same thing at the regional meet, and nobody fucking cared.
Damn, fair enough. I would have thought they would have, but
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
As long as it's like not disruptive to me, it doesn't really matter.
I was gonna say, like, arm sleeves and
or dangerous.
Like, arm sleeves and base layers, like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, some people come to college and they only have one color base layer. Like, that was the case for me. I had a black base layer. Now, I never used it in college, but when I got arm sleeves, I got pink arm sleeves with a small Nike logo. And if I wore any arm sleeves at all, I made sure that it was a neutral color. I believe that is the specification in the NCAA rule. It has to be like a team and or neutral color. So for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, it's brown, yellow, white, black. That's it.
There you go. Yeah.
And I mean, that makes fucking perfect sense. It almost makes too much sense.
But I don't know about that.
I mean, that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, no, I get it. Do we have anything else on the men's side for Club XC?
I do want to mention Patrick Joseph was Tin Man's 7th guy. He was 28th place.
Oh yeah, there you go. I thought 35th. I'm not even giving him credit. Wow.
Abdi
they definitely still would have won.
Hansen was 35th.
Absolutely nasty.
Also, shout out to Lou Serafini. He was 36th.
Isn't Lou one of the guys that's on the Rambling Runner podcast?
Yeah, he's on Road to the Olympic Trials with Matt Chittum, and he ran what 2:15 or 16 at New York.
I think so. Yeah.
He ran a damn good time. It was a big breakthrough for him. It was like a 3 or 4 minute PR or something like that. But it was a big time PR.
His Strava is just nutty.
He's a damn good runner, and I don't know how the hell he puts up with a full-time job too, because I believe he works 40-hour weeks, and he'll also travel to places when Tracksmith does pop-ups and whatnot. So
the good thing about this problem,
wild work schedule.
What were you saying, Ty?
Oh, I was gonna say the good thing about this problem with Tin Man Elite, them not having matching uniforms, is that they will probably be sponsored by the time next year's Club Cross comes around.
That's true.
Or at least
ideally.
we can hope.
One can only hope, yeah.
They do deserve it, I would say.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I don't really have a segue, but I mean, if no one else has anything, I was going to go for our honorable Nike Oregon project mention of the week.
All right, Mary Kane, right?
yeah, because she finished 33rd in the women's Club XC Nats.
Big ups to her.
Yeah, that's a solid comeback.
That's
what?
That's very respectable.
How did I miss this?
Yeah, she finished 33rd in 22:11. Club XC Nats, which is I think sub 17 through 5K, and it translates to sub 17. The math does not check out there, but yeah.
Oh my god,
she's still in decent.
I'm retiring.
I'm really happy. I'm really happy that Mary's actually back in action, and she's seemed to so far has figured out everything.
And she really is on the comeback grind. I feel like now that she's gotten that off her chest. I hope
that continues.
Yeah, I feel like now that she's gotten that off her chest, she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. You know, and now she can just train. If she wants to. True. I don't know what she wants to, though.
I mean, she has a ton of untapped potential, and I feel like she wants to see where she ends up, because she was a damn good high school athlete.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that resume goes without saying, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it, so.
Well, the only high school resume that could threaten hers, or probably already has, is, Caitlin Tui, who finished nearly a minute ahead and finished second.
In a senior race.
After her NXN performance, which is just nuts. And I mean, I don't have anything on that, if anyone has anything on the second place.
I was genuinely surprised. I didn't even know she showed up to that race. I was like, when I saw she got second, I'm like, damn, she just rolled up and rolled those people. What the hell's happening?
Yeah, is she a junior?
No, she's a senior.
She's a senior. Okay, yeah, but I guess that was our sort of poor transition into talking about like NXN or Foot Locker, which Cole, if you have anything on that we wouldn't know or someone can't read in an article, hit us up.
Nah, not really. Like, I think it was just fairly dominant on the men's side with, like, the way he runs, man, it's insane. Like,
you're talking about Nico, right?
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and they said, like, he looks like he's dying a mile in, but he really isn't. He's, like, picking up the pace, which is crazy.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like that's just, like, some people's face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Pretty running face, Cole?
No, I definitely do not.
What, not even like one decent picture? I feel like everyone always has one decent one in their back pocket.
No, man. I have one really bad one, and then like several okay ones, and then like 2 mediocre ones.
Fair enough. What about Foot Locker? You got anything on Foot Locker?
No, I kind of just like watched it because a lot of like talk was happening from other high schoolers in my state, just because like Michigan is very present in the race. So
yeah.
And then
is there anything that like we might not know, or like some cool piece of information you heard?
Probably not. I wish I had like some secret story, but nah. It was just cool.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like unless you're already at that level, there's only so much interest you can have in learning about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I do want to say one thing on Foot Locker. I believe on the women's side, it was the fastest women's race collectively in the top 3 or 4.
Jeez, really? I didn't see that.
They all broke 17.
Oh my god. That's just nutty.
I was watching that on my way to my sister's graduation. Well, I was watching the boys race like at the school, and I watched the women's race right before I left. And I was like, holy shit. I can't remember the name of the girl who took it out, but she took it out in like a 2:30.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I was like,
gross.
I was like, what the fuck? You're running like 16-minute pace.
Yeah, Cole, don't you run like 16 or like 17 something for 5K?
I ran 16:24 this year.
Okay, wait, what was the winning time this year for the women's side? 16:45, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's in the 16:40s.
You hold on to your dignity.
Yeah.
Wait, Cole.
Yeah.
Tell us the PRs.
So basically, I'll go over like the 1600 meter PR is 4:47, and my 5K PR is 16:24. And I really like don't want to include my 3200 meter PR because my coach would have me run it at like tempo pace. I never actually ran it, but if anyone wants to know, it's like 11 flat, which is like, I don't know. I guess that
even remotely translate to the 16:24, so I think it's you're
yeah. I split 10:30 a couple times in my 5K, so at least I PR'd since track, I guess.
I was gonna say, if you split 10:30s, you probably could run close to 10:0s on the track.
Yeah, I
your 1600 I feel like
flat.
doesn't even translate to your 5K.
Well, what do you mean?
Your 1600 could be faster too.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Hopefully this track season is.
Like that's slower than my best unofficial time, and I absolutely could not run that fast in a 5K. Not even close.
I mean, like my 10K PR is 31:58. A 4:43 mile definitely does not translate to that.
Oh yeah, I think I looked at like the VDOT calculator and like I typed in my 16:24 and 4:47 lined up, and I was like, wow. I guess I haven't done much since track, but nah. Yeah, those calculators are way off.
That's in a track spiked up with like mid-distance spikes versus in cross.
Yeah.
Like you gotta account like that easily puts you like 10, 15 seconds faster on a track.
Hopefully by the spring.
You got 4:30s in you. I don't have any doubt about that.
Yeah,
you got 4:30s in you to start.
I kind of quit soccer just to like help with my track season, so I had a whole year running, so hopefully it helps.
Good call.
you come from a soccer background, right? So that's
Yeah.
your first year of cross.
Yeah.
What position did you play?
I played outside left and outside right wing
So like
or
a winger?
Yeah.
That's what I would have guessed. That's what
Yeah.
most of the running guys are.
Yeah.
That's a lot of natural endurance that you need.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of. Yeah, my school was all right, I guess. I was pretty good myself. I kind of think that's like soccer is part of the reason. Like, I'm not very injury prone, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but
I'd agree. I mean, you have to wear some heavy cleats. You're breaking your ankles every time.
I don't know if Tyler would agree with me, but like, I've never been as sore from like just running compared to like after a soccer game. Like the morning after a soccer game, I cannot move like at all.
It's not even close.
Yeah,
the amount of stabilizer muscles that you need to change direction that hard and fast for. I mean, you're probably not playing. I mean, in high school, you don't play like a full 90 minutes, but oh god, it's wild. It really is truly something else. It's not even close. Even like a 5K, like running a 5K for what, like 20 minutes? For me, oh god, it's a walk in the park. It's like the thing about soccer too is that it doesn't matter how tired you are. If you got to go get that ball, you got to go get that ball.
Yeah.
And you're in a full out sprint all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that just doing that over and over again just destroys. Well, it destroyed me all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think I personally would mildly disagree, if only because trail running.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and I think Spence would heavily disagree, having experienced the worst ends of a marathon.
Oh no, marathons for sure are absolutely without a doubt harder than soccer games. I'm talking about like soccer games compared to like regular racing, like
compared
not marathons.
To, like, high school and maybe college level racing.
Yeah, like 5Ks, 10Ks, 8Ks.
Yeah.
I felt the training part, like practice, way easier than doing 2 workouts a week and running the other 3 days, or 4 days. Way easier because you get to take breaks, and it usually only lasts around 2 hours. And it's more like technical stuff than it is like all out. But the games just it's just harder in a different. It's a different type of hard. That's what I'll say. Because like aerobically, a race will completely destroy me, but like physically, like body wise, a soccer game would destroy me too. So it's 2 different ends.
Yeah, I mean,
which is mostly why my legs never hurt during track after races or the day after races, because I would only run a mile, or I'd run a mile and an 800. So like I would feel completely fine the next day. Whereas, after a soccer game, it's over. You're sitting.
I feel like you probably like net 3 to 4 miles a game.
Of just like
in high school,
I feel like it's more maybe.
No, it's not. They say pros for 90 minutes they'll run around 6 miles.
Oh, really?
I would imagine it's right around 3 or 4 in high school, especially in high school when you're like slower and not a professional.
Yeah.
But it's 3 or 4 miles of like constantly changing direction, and also people don't take this into account, swinging your legs all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Which is not easy to do.
Yeah, I feel like the muscular toll is a lot worse. Those 3 miles are a lot more intense than any 5K is going to get.
Yeah, and you hurt a lot in like really specific places, like your hip flexors, or like your like outside like ass muscles. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know what those are called. Yeah, there you go. Whereas like after a cross country or track race, or 5K or whatever, your like quads, like maybe hamstrings a little bit, and your butt and your calves sometimes, but that's about it. Like when you play a soccer game.
Depending on the type of runner, your inside and like your hip flexors and like your inside of your hips, like the groin area, can hurt too.
Yeah,
because I've had that problem.
It probably has to do with me working those like specific areas out so much playing soccer that like when I ran track, those just never hurt. It was more like the big ones, you know?
Yeah.
Because stabilizer muscles were not like an issue for me at all.
Yeah.
Which is, I think I would have been better at cross. I should have done cross. Maybe I'll do club cross one day. Catch me up there with Tin Man. Absolutely a joke, by the way.
Like with college 10K running, once you get a couple 10Ks under your belt, you can do a long run like a day or two after. You can do a workout 5 days after. Latter end of my junior year and all of my senior year, I would race a 10K on Saturday, long run Sunday. I would do speed on Mondays, speed development, so sprint drills and plyos and whatnot. And then I do like some sort of light broken tempo or like some 5K pace 800s that are fairly easy to hit. Like just something easy to hit to spin the legs. And then Friday I would do a pretty solid tempo workout or something along those lines. But I mean, I feel like it comes with time. I feel like that's like the big factor of everything. Everything comes with time. You have to build like a complete product.
I'd agree with that. I think that's where Tyler's point about like with soccer training not being nearly as intense as running training. So like the game, like there's that much more of a disparity between the intensity of a game versus the intensity of training between soccer and running.
Oh yeah, it's literally not even close. Like even just running like 8 400 repeats is like miles harder than regular soccer practice.
Would you agree?
Also, I want to say this. I did not run fast, so my body did not hurt as bad as somebody else who runs faster than me would have. So that's also a thing.
Well, I think Cole agreed with you, right? With soccer games being harder, but training being easier.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I feel like it's a lot easier, especially for me, like to like stay consistent with soccer. Like I had that team aspect that like in the winter when you're in high school and you don't have a team, like it's hard like always to stay motivated, which is like I don't know. I guess it's a big part of like runners themselves if you got that intrinsic or however they say it, motivation.
So then why did you switch?
Honestly, I just fucking caught the running bug or whatever. I just like started getting addicted to running, honestly.
So you don't think you'd switch back next year? You're gonna stick it with cross?
Yeah, my soccer coach is all like insistent because he's one of my teachers, and he's like kind of a dick, dude. Like when I quit, he was pissed, and he was like, I was like not looking forward to having him as a teacher, but now he's like every week or so he brings up that I'm gonna switch bad next year, which really wouldn't make any sense in the first place.
You should just let him know how good you are at it.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And thank him for being your soccer coach, and then he might change his mind.
Yeah.
For letting you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can run like in the low 16s, just
your first year,
that's some pretty solid talent. That's some special shit right there.
That's kind of cracked out, dude. You're kind of wild.
Thanks.
I think as Tyler would say, you're a crackhead.
Yeah, you're not.
Speaking of crackheads.
I
want to talk about how the Vaporflies could have affected Rupp and Hasey's training. I also want to
What does this have to do with crackheads?
I also want to mention that Alberto Salazar is the world's biggest douchebag.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Weekly Salazar clown.
Yeah, there we go.
Gotta have it, right?
Yeah. So what do you got on the cheater flies?
I mean, I kind of see how they could have affected Rupp's career. I don't see how they could have affected Hasay's career because I don't remember her racing in the actual model of Vaporflies.
Could you get more specific than affected?
Yeah, wait, what happened? Wait, I didn't even know that.
Explain what you mean.
I think the biggest thing was like they had injuries, right? Like they had...
Yeah, but I feel like Hasay's injury happened before like the drop of the 4%.
Well, Rupp has always had Haglins, so I don't know what you mean by that. Hasn't he? I mean, it's not something you like all of a sudden develop, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. I personally think that the Vaporflies could have affected Rupp more in terms of like severity of injury, especially if you watch how he runs. Because the way that Galen runs is he's a 4-foot striker. I feel like that could affect the Haglins a bit more than perhaps like a midfoot or a slight heel strike.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like any running affects Haglins because you're rubbing up against it the whole time.
But he's rubbing up against it so much more because he's on his 4-foot the whole fucking time.
How?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be inclined to agree that it could exacerbate it. The only thing is, I think, like, the timing, at least the timing of it, I think relates more directly to the Haglins than it does necessarily the Vaporflies. So I think...
Well, I'm kind of curious as to how mechanically that would... a 4-foot running would have your heel rub up against your shoe more than like landing on your heel would.
It's less about the heel and more about when you land on your 4-foot, you're loading the hell out of your Achilles a lot more than you would if you midfoot or heel striked.
Oh, you're specifically talking about the tendon. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there is the nature of Haglins, obviously, but it's just plus if you're stressing that surrounding muscle enough, you're also removing the support that it might need for like maintenance of it. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
interesting.
What do you have about Hasay, Spence?
They catered to Hasay, and they actually put like a diagonal roll bar like the old Brooks Ravenna shoes had in her Vaporfly prototype, the Next Percent prototype, in one of her first races back. And it seemed to do okay, but obviously down the line, it didn't line up as well.
What did she get? I don't even remember.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it had something to do with her Achilles as well.
Okay, well, yeah, that's fair. Then, yeah, I mean, I guess there's obviously a mild sense of correlation here. It's just to figure out if there's any causation with it.
Yeah, I would have to remember the specific injury that Hasay had, but it's for some reason escaping me.
Yeah,
can you find that? I don't know. A sample size of 2 seems about as small as you can get without it being completely anecdotal.
Yeah. I think, well, I mean, so far it hasn't affected Kipchoge. So as long as it doesn't affect him before he defends his London title, we're in the clear.
I was going to say, he's absolutely
well, how about Olympics?
People.
Let's think about the Olympics before London. I'm not worried about London. He can lose for all I care. As long as he runs a 158 in Tokyo.
So as long as he doesn't get Achilles issues, then we know it's correlation and not causation.
Okay, so in the Chicago
and didn't they say
Marathon,
that
Hasay felt a pain in her hamstring, so...
well.
So that's so that entire thread about the cheater flies affecting shit was just anecdotal as hell.
Yeah,
people get injured all the time.
Yeah.
And also,
do you have a hot take on that? Oh, is Cole talking?
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Honestly, not really. I didn't really look into the shoe thing.
You don't own a pair, right? And are you planning to invest in Vaporflies?
Nah, I don't own a pair. Like, I kind of wanted to get a pair, but I'm not. I wouldn't ever feel like that sense of being fast enough to wear them in like a natural race. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're kind of expensive too, $250.
Yeah.
So you've got the same mindset as me, where you don't think you're fast enough to wear them.
Yeah, actually, one of the guys in the Discord I'm friends with, I sent him that deal that East Bay was having, and he went and bought them when they were on sale. The funny thing is, I sent it in the shoe apparel thing, and Crystal Methodist, I don't know his actual name, but he went and bought them, and they like fucking the glue ripped apart on the sole like 2 rounds in. I kind of felt bad that that was the.
You could just like
probably just return them.
Like you could re-glue that, and it usually fixes the problem.
Yeah.
Does anybody know his real name? Because I don't.
Meth.
I don't. I do want to make a quick point on.
That would be a cool name, though.
I do want to make a quick point on the Vaporflies before we move on to this. To the next topic, I should say. I wear occasional light support shoes because I very slightly turn in on my foot, but like this has not bothered my Achilles at all. This has not bothered anything in my legs. I have not had an injury leading up to or since the Columbus Marathon, and I raced in the Vaporflies, and I pretty much did all my workouts exclusively in the Vaporflies. So
yeah,
this sounds like propaganda to me, Spencer.
Not really, but I mean, I think what I'm saying is further proving that thread's just anecdotal.
Well, weren't people saying that the Vaporflies load hips and lower back more than other shoes do, instead of
they
like
do not. There's
and
no
feet?
Fucking way.
I have no goddamn clue. I didn't even hear about that.
I mean, this is what I've been hearing, is that since they
what throne of lies do these people sit on?
Well, no, listen. Since they support your calves and feet so much, it's loading your hip flexors and like back more than say like a pair of, I don't know, like Adidas Bostons would, like some flats or some streaks.
I've never had any problems with my hip flexors either, which is also strange.
I'll have to find this. I'll have to find this, and I'll have to talk about it next week, because I've actually been hearing this a lot from a lot of different running podcasts, from people who've like actually sourced a certain article. But I'm gonna have to find it for you guys for next week.
Tyler, I have a question.
Go for it.
Did you hear it from Evan?
Did I hear from Evan?
No, did you hear that story or a corroboration of that from Evan?
Possibly. If I did, it was more than 2 weeks ago.
Okay, there's our weekly 1609.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why he's mentioning it. 1609.
No, I don't think they might have mentioned it on their podcast. If they did, it was at least more than 2 weeks ago. Probably a month, if anything. I don't remember where I heard this, so I'm just going to have to find the article and talk about it next week if we want to keep talking about shoes every single week.
I feel like it's going to be inevitable. I think we're going to talk about shoes as often as high schoolers race. And speaking of frequent races, that was fucking terrible, but I had to do it.
Des Linden doubling trials in Boston, right?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, obviously we can't even consider the Olympics after Boston until she does well at the trials. But a 6-week gap, like, that's nuts.
I think she's gonna race to make the team.
Like go for third.
Yeah, like I feel like when you run the trials, that's all the leading pack does. And it just like becomes a sit and kick until like 6 or 7K to go, and then a group separates and then another group separates. Like that's how every single men's race has ever gone, ever. At least when I've watched it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean last time Amy Craig and Shalane Flanagan took the women's race and pretty much just put the pedal to the metal from the get.
Yeah, and I mean, other than that, like those people race to make that last spot. So maybe she does race for getting that final spot, or maybe she goes and races with whoever's up front. But
Yeah.
I definitely think that she's going to make the team. And then
Okay.
she could finish top 5 at Boston. That'd be a hell of a run.
It would be impressive, but I don't know about that. What do you think, Cole? Are we thinking?
Yeah, if Lyndon does that, it's gonna be pretty insane, honestly.
What do you
It
think
also
she's gonna be
depends on
able
the
to do,
field
like at the
Boston
trials
gets.
and at Boston?
Oh, I'm not sure about Boston, but I think she could get third at the trials, honestly.
Yeah.
And I was listening to that Road to Olympic Trials podcast today with like the emergency podcast with Parker and the Ben Rosario coach, or Ben Rosario.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought it was like the Ben guy wasn't really fazed by it at all, which is pretty cool. So
I feel like as a coach, you kind of have to be kind of lax about everything because that's way the fuck out of your control.
Yeah.
And Ben as a coach is he's a very easygoing guy, and he knows what he's doing. He's trying to build up Steph Rothstein, Kellen Taylor, like that whole group. And he's done a damn good job of it so far. Not to mention Scott Fauble, who's also in the Olympic trials and has a damn good shot of making the team as well on the men's side.
Yeah. Rosario's the Hoka coach, right?
Yeah, Nazali.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Tyler, what do you think about the Lyndon thing?
I think top 3 in the trials is going to be tough. I mean, the women's side is absolutely loaded, and people are way closer to each other than they are in the men.
Who else do you have?
What do you mean for the? I can't say.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. The thing is, it's going to be hot. Well, I have not. I'm not actually finished with my Lyndon take on the trials.
About Lyndon's thing at Boston, but sure.
I still got something to say about her trials. She is very good at running in harsh conditions, from what we know from her previous races.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance for Boston the turnaround. I think she's going to be trying to place more on the U.S. side than overall, just to get prize money. Like the U.S. prize money. So I don't know if she'll be going all out for that, but we'll see. I don't really have another take than that. I don't know what the Boston field looks like. I haven't looked into like the women's side.
I assume it's going to be stacked.
It hasn't been announced yet.
I mean, she knows how to race there, so
yeah,
absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see how.
Can't say there's no chance.
Goes.
Yeah,
that's fair. I think. Did either of you two have anything else about it? Tyler and Cole?
I just for Lyndon, she's like Yuki, basically. Like the worse it's looking, like the better she's probably gonna run. So, I mean, I don't like. The thing is, even in marathons now, like I think you need like quite a bit of like track speed, because a lot of like races, kind of like trials races and stuff like that, just kind of wind up. And if you can wind up but not to the same gear as like 4 other people in the field, you're going to have a pretty hard time, even if you're in shape enough. So, I don't know. It's not the hottest take, but
no, it's a fair take, I think. Yeah.
I still don't have a top 3 set for the women for the trials because I think that of the top, I mean, I would say probably 6 of them can make the team, maybe 7, as opposed to like 4 or 5 on the men's side. I feel like at least one of them is going to pull out for some reason or another. So, I would rather make my guesses once that happens, because it seems like something like that always happens.
Yeah, that's fair.
No hot takes here this week, to be honest.
Just correct takes, no hot takes. Well, I think
just statistically likely takes.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Statistically likely takes.
I think we're
not getting hot out here today. It's very cold.
Sadly not.
I was just outside actually. It's like 20 degrees and snowing here.
It's winter.
Rough.
Yeah, with a wind chill
of
like
there?
4 degrees.
Yeah, I walked out.
I think it was 5 degrees real field today on my run.
Ooh.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I walked out, got hit by the wind, and like.
Oh yeah, the wind was terrible.
That's why can't breathe.
I was gonna do a workout today, and that's like one of the reasons I was not gonna put myself through the wind and then like the cold air sucking air. Like no thanks.
Wait, where are you from though, Cole?
Like southwestern Michigan.
Oh, okay, so you're in.
Oh
cool.
God, ew.
Hey, have you ever been to
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Sleeping Bear Dunes?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that place is sweet.
Yeah, I'm like right. Yeah.
The biggest dune. Did you ever run up that?
I don't think I ran up it honestly, but I probably walked up it. Yeah, it's when I was younger. So.
When I was there, I think last year, I watched high school cross country team run up the dune.
Oh yeah, they do that. They do that.
It was psychotic. He was like, I beat my time from last year by 25 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
I think they actually have a Strava course, like, for running up the hill. Yeah.
Right.
Like a segment? Oh,
yeah.
I gotta look this up now.
I don't know if I'm right.
Looking up
I
Strava
might be
segments.
thinking of a different hill, but...
Wouldn't surprise me. I'm actually gonna check right now, the map. Count me out for the next 2 minutes, by the way.
Well, I guess while we're waiting for Tyler to talk about his weather, I think my last thought on Des Linden is that she's going to make sure that she's fueling well during the marathon.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Is this a...
This was segue for Spencer to be a brand ambassador.
Speaking of fueling...
Oh, here it is. I found it.
No, hold on.
Go
Let
ahead.
Spence finish.
No.
Okay, fine. Whichever.
I'm too excited.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Very good.
So it's a 49% grade climb. It's 0.1 miles, and it's a 473-foot climb on sand. The all-time time is by a man named Nathaniel Orndorff.
Oh,
I
know him. I know him.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
He kicked my ass at the Akron Half Marathon. He won, I believe.
Well, he ran up this dune in 5 minutes and 54 seconds.
Jesus.
Which is honestly kind of psychotic. Because if you look up Sleeping Bear Dunes, Pierce Stocking Dune, like on, I don't know, Google, for anybody listening to this, you will see that it is essentially like literally 45 degrees of sand. Yeah, and it's like 500 feet high.
Fuck that.
Are you looking at it now?
Yeah. Wait, so Cole, you run this shit?
No, I have not run it, but I know what he's talking about. Sadly, I have not ran it.
Or maybe that shit to hell.
Could not be me.
Fuck me. All right, hold on. Just a hard cut at this particular moment. Not to segue, but Cole, do you have to head out, or like?
Probably like within 10 minutes, I might have to head out because when like everyone's at my house, kind of live in like the boonies, and the internet resets completely. So, yeah.
I love the boonies.
Okay, then I guess we'll just hard cut into getting some questions with you, so that way we can finish up our time with you properly, and I can adjust the edit so that it's earlier in the show.
Okay, cool.
So Cole currently has to leave a little early, so we're gonna do some more of our interrogation. So does anyone have any fiery hot questions to kick it off, or if that's a no, then I guess I'll just ask mine, which is what I asked Bruce last time, which is what's your biggest non-running passion? That's the only question I have prepped, but we aim to have as little prep as possible on this show.
We do. It's not a joke.
We're total amateurs, so
completely go with the flow, and it's kind of better that way, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. So what you got, Cole?
Like, I guess I don't know if this is like a passion or not, but like, it's something I'm gonna be doing. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like, part of the reason I'm not going to run in college probably is because I plan on going straight to like the Peace Corps or something like that. So I don't know if that's really like a passion, but I like helping other people and stuff like that. Yeah.
That is.
When did you make that decision?
I've always like kind of had it in the back of my head since like middle school. I recently talked to my parents about it, and they're surprisingly chill about it. So yeah, it's something I want to do.
That's incredible. What is the process for that like?
It looks pretty tough. Like it's not as easy as like you just sign up and you get in. Like there's limited spots and they interview you and stuff like that, and you also have to have like a degree or something like that. So I'm not entirely sure.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else we got, boys?
Who's your running crush currently?
Jordan Hesse.
Oh.
Jordan Hesse. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting enough.
Didn't have to be a female or an attractive one, but
definitely. I don't want to be like basic, but definitely.
It's gonna be Merber. Oh, I
Sorry,
almost
guys.
got him.
That's fine. I mean, I think Merber's. If you're on Twitter, then Merber's the guy. But in general, I can see Centro being it.
No, I'm playing Tom Schwartz. I love me old men.
Fucking axes up, baby.
Literally.
Oh, Christ. Yeah. No, that's fair. Do you have like a favorite race or something that you've done? Because now that this is your first cross country season, like, have you had a race where you're just kind of like, this is why I enjoy the sport?
And to add to that, maybe your favorite performance or what you think you did the best. Like what race you think you've done the best at so far?
Probably the PR I had, since it's like the only race I actually did a positive split. So yeah, I kind of sucked with racing strategy this first year. Would always go really hard and die, which is definitely not the way you would race.
Wait, so when you say positive split, did you mean like you cut down?
No, like first mile fast. Pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you slowed down a little bit, but you slowed down less than normal.
My best race I actually I think I went like 5:15, 5:20. So I was happy with.
That's some good pacing for a first year.
Yeah.
That is nutty.
Wait, what grade are you in? Are you a junior? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive. Look out state meet next year. Jeez.
Hopefully.
Cole's coming for you, Michigan.
Yeah, how'd you do it like regionals and states and stuff?
I did pretty shitty, honestly. So like
I'm assuming you individually qualified since you said your team's pretty small.
Yeah, we did we started our like VO2 hard workouts in like mid-August. So like by fucking
why?
I don't this was my coach's first year. And,
wait, hold on. Can you explain why that's bad? Because I don't know when the cross country season really kicks off. Is that when it like gets serious?
Mid-August is like base, dude. Mid-August is like before a bunch of people's school starts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, wow, you started things a little bit early.
Dude, like, I was, like, okay, so you know how, it feels good to hit the last rep of a workout hard, but you don't want to do it every workout, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I was, like,
Spencer.
hitting every rep as hard as I fucking could the last one. And, yeah, like, I was so juiced by, like, late September. Like, I was fresh all the time, like, my legs were feeling good. That's when I PR'd, and then after that, like, slowly declined to where in November at my state meet, I went out super hard, like 10:30 through the 2 mile. I was in like top 30 because I was top 30 is all state like qualifications, and that's what I was going for. And literally the last mile, I ran like a 6:30, dude. Like it was a death march. Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing, but
definitely owie.
I guess I got something to work for next year. So
yeah. So how are you gonna fix that next?
Honestly, this summer I started training smarter, but I did my tempos way too hard, and I did like I would do hard tempos, then hard long runs the day after, and it wasn't balanced. And also, I'm not really running many workouts during the base phase this time because I really don't want to peak out in fucking April for track. I'd rather peak out like late May when it matters.
Sounds like you know exactly what you're doing already.
Yeah, I've been fucking scouring the good Let's Run threads, figuring out what I can do.
the few good Let's Run threads, huh?
The few good ones. I agree with that.
Yeah, there's good ones on there, dude. Like people,
for sure.
A lot of it is like garbage, but a lot of
all of Tom Schwartz stuff on there is. I've actually found a whole 180 page.
Yeah, that's a classic thread.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
No. It's like 180 page PDF file of a compiled list of every single one of his comments organized.
Yeah,
have you seen this?
Yeah.
What?
I have it downloaded,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, do you want this?
No,
because I can send it to you. Swear
Yeah.
to God, it's in my bookmarks on my phone.
All right, you're gonna have to link this in chat.
We're gonna put this in the show notes too.
Yeah, this PDF is the only reason I have any idea what I'm talking about half the time.
Right,
this isn't even a joke.
Favorite course or favorite venue?
I like. Do I have I had to have like ran on it or no?
Not necessarily. You could have run on it. Or
give us both. Favorite
or
one
you
you run
could
in.
do like a favorite place to run. That's what Bruce ended up doing. He did favorite course, favorite track, and a favorite place to run.
It's not really a favorite place to run, but it's like, dude, I really like running at like fucking 3 a.m. No one's out. Like,
oh hell yeah, that's exactly what I like doing.
I'm probably gonna wake up at 4 tomorrow and do my tempo when the roads are clear, so I don't have to fucking do it on the icy sidewalk. But yeah, and my favorite course is probably, I do like the Michigan State course. It's like very well kept, and there's a few hills, but other than that, it's not too insane. Wise. The only part I do hate is it ends in like a big fucking NASCAR ring, and like you can see the finish from like 1,200 meters out. Like, so you're just like, you feel so far away. In reality, you kind of are when you're in that moment, but it's not really like it's gonna be that long. But it feels like fucking forever.
Oh, trust me, I've felt worse.
I hate those finishes.
It is not a grand time. The 1 5 mile course, it was a road course that I ran. It's this big 5 mile loop that encircles the cities of Painesville and West Menor. You make the last turn onto Menor Avenue, and you have 3 kilometers straight to the finish.
Oh God.
Sounds AIDS.
Sounds like a nightmare. That actually sounds like one of my nightmares.
I literally just cramped. I was already cramping after hearing the fucking Dunes thing, and now I've just Charlie horsed myself.
Oh, you want to know what makes it even worse?
No.
There is no shade. There is no place to hide from the sun. And when they
Spencer,
run this,
Spencer, you said no.
I told them anyways. Who cares? And when this 5-mile race is run, it's in the dead middle of July at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck
10
that.
o'clock.
Just straight up, fuck that. Yeah, Cole, do you have something that's equally as shitty for us to hear about?
I wish I did. I
I obviously don't because track. And that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Cole, do you have like a funny running story for us? Like something just absurd.
Like a crackhead story, Tyler.
Well, no, Tyler's not telling that, but I mean, like, Spencer got kicked off like some NASA shit.
Spencer, I almost fought a crackhead. What else do you want to know? I'm an idiot.
There was this one time.
Haven't I told you this in private though?
I think so.
God damn it, Tyler! Let Cole talk.
Sorry. I'm really bad at this.
This one time,
thing.
dude. This over the summer I went to New Orleans, and like if you've ever been there, it's very ghetto. And on my run, like, of course I'm still rocking the short shorts. Like, I don't care. And I was like running through there, and some guy asked me if I wanted to purchase some yo-yo, which I looked up when I got back. It's playing for like crack or cocaine, something like that.
Oh, good.
So I got solicited yo-yo for my run. It's about as good as it gets.
What was the street price?
What kind of deal was he having?
I didn't have pockets in these short shorts, so I didn't have any cash on me.
You could have traded a Tracksmith jersey for like a fair pound.
Dude, I know.
All right. Hey, don't give flack to Tracksmith.
I couldn't help it.
Okay, there's our weekly dig at Tracksmith, the brand that I love so much.
Yeah.
Speaking of brands that I love so much.
Oh man.
Hey, wait. Do they import their cotton from? I can't remember. Is it Japan or is it China?
Who cares? It's quality products.
Well, Japan is quality, right? From what I've heard.
Cole,
never mind. Go ahead.
No, but I kind of do want to get their half tights in there.
Their half tights are the shit.
How do you feel about their merino wool, like crew neck sweater? Have you seen that?
No, I would probably.
That's one of the coolest things I've seen. Imagine owning a pair of half tights.
Half tights are great. Come on.
Bunch of nerds.
Speaking of things that are great, Science and Sport is great. It is the world's first purely isotonic sports gel. It contains 23 grams of fast-acting carbohydrates.
No.
By far the easiest gel.
We're selling out.
Digested. And it is trusted by Liverpool Football Club, USA Cycling, USA Triathlon, and many other teams. It took Team Sky to the Tour de France Championship along with Chris Froome, and there's also many products to suit your needs. The Go tablets, which I'm holding in my hand right now, the Go gels, the Go electrolytes, the Go gels plus caffeine, the Beta Fuel, which I also have, the Rego Rapid Recovery, and so much more. Yummy. I leave nothing to chance.
I hope we're getting paid for this.
Yeah, I mean, you've used this, correct, Spence?
Yeah, hold on. Before we talk more about this, so Cole, are you just gonna cut out at some point, or will you have like a?
God damn it! I was just working this out with him.
Oh, what? Like in messages?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh dear.
This out.
You done goofed it, Tyler.
How am I supposed to know what you're sending him?
No, that's true.
I want to make sure that he doesn't cut out and properly intro and thank him for being on before.
Night. Love you.
What?
I love you too, Cole.
Sorry about that.
Please,
What?
Please
No,
put
nothing.
that in.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
Staying in.
Leave it in.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is.
Who was that for?
Mom or something, probably. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on.
Honestly, I don't even care that you interrupted Tyler.
Can
because
you
that set
can
it
you
up
clue me in? Can you clue me in on what's going on? Because I don't see your messages.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, once Spencer closes out his professional ad read with the ambassador link, which I'll let him do right now.
Also, we'll put the link in the show notes here. It is scienceandsport.com/us/JBPTJ. You can find that in the show notes, and you can check out Science and Sport. Like I said, I leave nothing to chance with Science and Sport.
Will I get a discount?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, there's no established discount?
I don't know. I'm just using the link, man.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You haven't tried it yourself? The link, I mean?
I would.
assume
Why,
he has,
why
but I
would
don't
I
think it
use
works
the
for him.
link? It wouldn't work for myself. Why the fuck would I use the link for myself? That makes no sense.
I don't know, man. I don't have a very big brain.
Yeah, you have a small brain.
I was asking because I thought you could talk about it on the podcast if there was a discount. That's what I was trying to,
I'm assuming
to make people
there
more
actually is
inclined to go there.
It's an extension of a referral link, is that you'll naturally get a certain amount off. So,
We're going to pretend like there's a 10% discount.
there it is.
Go ahead and get your 10% discount on SIS.
Just leave it at the maybe and cut it.
Well, Tyler said it, not you, so I think you're in the clear. As long as you don't corroborate it, we're fine.
Come on, they don't listen to me anyway.
Yeah, we're 75 minutes in or so, they're definitely not listening.
I was going to say, Tyler's a crackhead, so no one listens.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Alright, so basically, Cole may or may not have to leave shortly. I believe it is actually he will have to leave shortly. So, we'd like to thank Cole for coming on the show in a moment of dire need where we did not have a guest. We'd like to thank Cole for also being like one of the most personable people on the Ben Bears Discord and actually being fun to talk to. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
So why don't you just outro yourself with the most controversial opinion you possibly have so that we can fight you about it.
Incredible.
Someone just nutted in here.
Yeah.
I like this direction that we're going in now.
Just say it and then just fucking leave the voice chat. Just
oh my god.
Give us no opportunity to do anything about it towards you.
Oh my god. This is so good.
How controversial.
Go
the most
controversial.
Actually, as comfortable as you're willing to get. Like controversial.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I?
You're willing to say yourself.
We're not telling you to give your opinion on Caster Semenya, but we are telling you to give your opinion on Caster Semenya.
Or Zach Levitt.
I'm trying to find how I can
How you can what?
Word it properly. I would assume is what he's saying.
He's roboing out.
Yeah, I think Cole was already talking about how his Wi-Fi might go, and that's why he had to leave. So I think that's.
Oh no!
Just happened.
God damn it! Oh no! Oh,
okay.
He's gone.
Sorry, I was.
Oh, he's back.
Checking how to leave.
Oh, okay. Oh, I hope.
Now I can't hear you guys. So.
Wait, can you not hear us?
Hear me? I'll just say it.
Earlier.
Okay. Alberto Salazar was actually a good coach. Automatic.
What?
What the hell?
Oh, wow.
What?
Oh, wow.
Alright, so quick clarification. Cole had audio issues where he could mic and then we couldn't hear him, or he couldn't hear us.
What?
So that's why there was that gap
Fuck.
there. Damn,
What?
I didn't expect that.
What? Shit, alright.
What?
Oh, man. That was fantastic.
That completely changes my view on Cole.
Yeah.
Completely 180.
I'm insulted.
I completely
What the
just
fuck?
180.
Shit about him being personable, and now he drops that.
Dude, I'm
What?
fucking insulted.
I'm in fucking awe right now. I'm completely in awe.
I don't know what to say. I'll be right back. I'm gonna need to gather my fucking thoughts really quick.
What the fuck?
Fuck!
I'm so glad that's the way I chose to let him outro himself.
Oh, we have to do this from now on.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Oh, this is amazing. This is so good.
God damn. This
Well,
is definitely a controversial episode by far.
Cole, I would say thank you for being on the podcast, but you were definitely on the podcast. So congratulations for that.
Yeah. God damn.
No, I'm joking. Thank you, Cole.
I mean, he left it vague enough that I definitely believe, like,
yeah,
there are parameters in which that statement is true.
I am fucking pissed, regardless.
Because he didn't say Alberto Salazar is a good person. He said he's a good coach, which, within parameters and statistics, that is a valid opinion to have. True. I mean, look at Hassan, you know? Yeah, but still, damn, he fucking dropped the bomb. But still,
holy...
A bomb? That's an understatement. Jesus fucking Christ.
All right. Well, let's leave it at that. That speaks for itself, I guess. I guess we'll have to just wonder now, oh my God. What else how do we move on? What else do we have in the rundown?
Thing that I think we can move on to is to say
R.I.P. Peter Snell.
Chinks.
I mean, that's about all you can say.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna follow it with the controversy. Outside of the name and knowing that he exists, I really don't know or care all that much. I mean, I care. That sounded very callous, but like,
wow.
Yeah, that sounded incredibly callous. Fuck.
I mean, he did the double, dude.
Yeah, I know, but outside
the
of,
double
like,
in '64.
Like,
for those who don't know, he won the.
Being a legend, like outside of him being a part of running lore forever, I guess like I have like the same emotional response to that news as I did like hearing about Pre or something. Like it just didn't register.
Well, with Pre, I mean he's been dead, you know. So
for years.
For us at our age, we didn't like have to react to it. I mean, Snell was old. He wasn't feeling good. For at least since wasn't he about like he was gonna get on a plane to go.
Yeah.
To where?
Something like that.
Somewhere, and then he just didn't because he wasn't feeling good. It's kind of sad. He pulled off the double, the 8:15 double, 64 Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And double I believe gold. He's the only person to do that.
No, it happened in 1920.
Okay,
so is there 2 or 3 now? I can't remember.
Yeah, 1920 he won the 800 and 1500. No, it was 1964, but he was the first male since 1920.
Since 1920.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like he'd be old as shit.
No. He ran in 64, and then he promptly retired in 65.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'm on top of the world. Fucking see y'all bitches later.
He's like
absolute classic. What more is there to do, to be honest?
Yeah, that's true. I think the only thing I mean, does anyone else have anything else on Snell?
No, good man.
No, the dude was a phenomenal athlete. He lived a great life.
Can't speak to how good of a man he was, but good runner.
Yeah.
You know, didn't know him personally.
Sure. I mean, I haven't heard anything negative about Peter Snell. So
yeah. Thoughts go out to his family, obviously.
Definitely.
Great man.
Apologies for my callous phrasing again.
Oh no!
Odds Rudisha that
a lot of people like to like fake, you know, sympathy or shock. You know, we're not with that. It does suck. You know.
Yeah.
The running world did lose an absolute legend.
True story. All right, Spencer.
What else we got?
Rudisha.
From one legend to another, can David Rudisha defend his title 3 times?
What?
Can David Rudisha defend his title 3 times?
Is this a thing? that I missed?
For the Olympics, because he won 2012 with the world record. He defended it in 2016, and he's been injured for a while now, and he's supposedly a bit chubby, quote unquote, or rather overweight. But right now he's got about I think it's about 8 months out from the Olympics. He's starting to train, starting to do some races, and he would like to defend his title for a third time in the 800.
Oh, well, I have my answer.
What was your answer?
No, he can't.
Who do you have that is going to take? I mean, to be honest, there's a fair.
Brazier, Amos.
Donovan Brazier, Nigel Amos.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Clayton
Murphy,
I would throw Clayton Murphy in the conversation.
Yep. If Murphy does well with his moving back to his college coach and is healthy, also if he doesn't move up to the 15.
Yeah, he went back to Lee. I think that was the best decision that Clayton could have made, though.
Yeah. I mean, he did well with him before, so it'll just be whether or not he decides to run the 8 or the 15. But yeah, Brazier, Amos, and Murphy, I would say. I mean, when's the last time David Rudisha ran like sub 145? Can somebody pull up his Wikipedia?
The 2016 Olympics, I'm pretty sure they went like 143.
I mean, is that the most recent?
Because that's recent Olympics.
Yeah, because I think he was injured. I don't know if he ran at the 2017 World Championships.
I was gonna say I don't think he ran at the 17 World Championships. He was out all of 18 from.
That's a long time ago. Let me pull up his Wikipedia. Let me get on my computer real quick, guys. I've been on my AirPods this whole time, and they're kind of dying. So
okay, thanks for flexing your AirPods on us.
They're the bad ones, not the $250 ones. We've been over this.
Yeah.
I bought them because I have a full-time job.
I think the meme still applies that it's a flex. Yes, he won the 2016 Olympics in 142.
And has he ran since then? Give me 1 second.
Golden Spike in the Czech Republic. He ran the 1,000 in 2:19. That's all I got there.
I think Tyler just straight up left in order to look this up because he's switching, I think.
Yeah, that's all I got on that. He ran the 1,000 in 2017, and there haven't been any registered races on the Diamond League circuit, in the World Circuit, anything like that since 2017 at Golden Spike.
Yeah, that Golden Spike must have been like a last race, and because also for him to get fourth.
I am back.
Who was he running against? That's my question.
I am back, and I have missed everything that you guys have said.
We just said he only ran once after the Olympics at a race called Golden Spike. He got fourth in a 1,000-meter race in 2:19.
Is that a good time?
We don't know, but we're gonna try and find out who the hell were the first 3 places.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's all he's ran since then, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say absolutely not. He cannot defend his. I would give it like less than a 1% chance.
I'd say less than 10, but I wouldn't go less than 1.
I say less than 10. I
wouldn't count him out because Colm O'Connell also is
a fantastic coach.
I mean,
has physiologically been in that shape, and I think maths wise, like if you look at 800 meter like age peaking or whatever, I think technically 2017 was supposed to, or 2018 I think was supposed to be his peak age wise. So I don't know. I feel like there's potential.
Men's 1,000 meters. Nicholas Kiplangat Kipkoech won in 2:18. That was the 1,000.
Okay, so it was a very close 4th place.
Yeah, so it went 2:18.51, 2:18.6, 2:19.03, 2:19.43, and then 2:19.57. So
okay, so it was a tight race. It wasn't like he was abused.
No.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, for what it's worth, that's not a bad race.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for damn sure. So, I honestly, for a second, I was just thinking how Craig is going to handle people leaving and coming back into voice chat while it's recording. I wonder if it's just going to split the audio files.
It'll probably split.
Yeah,
it'll probably split in the same channel, though.
Let's hope not.
If you want, we can all clap at the same time to line it up.
Nah, you'll be fine. Well, no, because it should still have like the timing correct, because it'll just account for the gap. But I'm wondering if it'll be like Bowman 1, like all the way up until you like logged off, and then it'll be Bowman 2, and then just have like a secondary. Because the only difference that makes is that it just makes the file size larger.
Really?
It won't actually affect the editing that much, because my first step in editing is honestly I just take all of the voice files, I normalize them all, so that way it like takes care of any of us being quiet or the mic's clipping, and then I save it entirely as an MP3, and then I edit the combined single file, because otherwise I would have to sync up the deletes across all 3 of our audio files, and that would be way too much of a pain in the ass.
Gotcha.
That's I'm not sure for the first episode when I edited it.
I'm not sure if you're gonna have to like increase the volume of me for the first part when I had my AirPods compared to. You can also cut all this out.
Well, yeah,
really?
And I think. Well, I mean, I'll leave it in. It'll be a nice little insight, but I think it's just like with your AirPods, it should be fine because I'll just normalize it. So what I do is I normalize it first within the individual audio files, so that way even if you had a quiet moment compared to your loud moments, it'll all sound at roughly the same volume. And then when it's all one MP3, I normalize it again so that everyone's voices is roughly at the same volume still.
You know who doesn't do that? That kind of makes me upset.
Chris Chavez.
Chris Chavez. How did you know?
I was gonna say because I listened to the Dhruval Patel episode like a month or 2 ago. And like that was the first episode where I realized, oh wow, like the audio disparity is fucking huge.
Actually, I kind of want to take this out because I don't want to rag on Chavez. Like I love the podcast, but like
no, his podcast is great. He's got great guests. The Jenny Simpson one was amazing.
The audio mixing quality is like
leaves a little
incredibly subpar.
Yeah.
It leaves. I shouldn't say it leaves a little to be desired. It leaves quite a bit to be desired.
Yeah.
But the guests and the actual conversation quality leaves absolutely nothing to be desired. It's the same with the Athlete Specials podcast. I don't know if you guys have listened to that.
Oh, Ray and Spencer?
Yeah, that one's rough too with the audio mixing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Spencer and Ray sitting in front of a microphone and computer on a couch together.
I mean, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, we're also in 3 different places recording with a fucking robot.
That's true. I'm pretty like Craig probably definitely helps with some of the audio quality just with natural processing and the export mechanism itself. Because I'm sure like if you just sat.
I wonder what they do it on.
I mean, I'm assuming because like Audacity would be the easiest. If they distribute using Anchor as well, then I think the Anchor system has a recording software, but then you just have to do it live, and editing on Anchor in browser would probably be a complete bitch.
Oh, it's a total bitch. I hate it.
It's already a pain in the ass to stick the sponsorship shit in here. Like you have to time that shit perfectly.
Speaking of sponsorship shit.
Oh yeah.
Shreyas, didn't you have something?
Yeah, so we already mentioned how Cole bought like the artiken bracelet from Tinman. So I also am now an artiken brand ambassador along with Spence, but since Spence took sports and science, I'm going to take this one. So artiken bracelets, if you guys haven't heard of them somehow, are basically these bracelets that are designed and manufactured in Kenya.
If you haven't heard of them, you're living under a fucking rock.
True story. And so these bracelets are extremely unique. They're designed entirely in Kenya. And so the company, Artiken, now that they're currently expanding with all of their sales, they're able to provide jobs to certain Kenyans that may not have access to jobs. So there's already one benefit there. And then their monthly net profits, 10% of them go towards the Clean Water Foundation project, which basically helps improve the accessibility of clean water for those in Kenya. And currently in most African states, that's like the biggest issue they have when it comes to their infrastructure or general like standard of living. So being able to support clean water access is a really big positive cause to work towards. And for the bracelets themselves, like I said, they're entirely unique. I recently got the Spiked Up, Psyched Up one, which is like this black and white coloring. I believe you can also get like custom orders. With a team, you can get custom bulk orders. You can also get anklets and so on and so forth. They have a multitude of various designs. Most bracelets on average are about the $28-ish range, 22 to 28. And it's definitely a steal. The packaging is amazing. And if you use the code Hakuna Matata, then you get 5% off. And we'll also have a referral link in the description for that. So you can go ahead and cop yourself some nice beads to flex on your wrist. Some nice ice.
Did you choose Hakuna Matata?
No, Hakuna Matata is the default, I believe.
Oh, darn.
I believe most ambassadorships are tiered of some format.
It is tiered.
Yeah, so as you go further and further, you get different codes. And Hakuna Matata, I mean, honestly, if I got to choose, I probably would have chosen that myself. So...
It's a wonderful phrase.
Nice.
I had to. Come on.
That was too good. I honestly, my pause was more of just why the hell did I say that?
And listeners, that right there is Spencer's peak of this podcast. It's only downhill from there, so quit out while you can.
I forget where it was earlier, but earlier Spence had a really good bit too. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but he had a good pun.
Ooh, we're going to have to listen back for that one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you remembered it at least, but you also forgot, so we're in the clear. We don't have any, funny news, this week, as we are closing out the show, approaching the 2-hour segment.
Oh, wow.
We
do have the positive note, 2.0.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a positive note. So at the end of last episode, we discussed how Twitter did its thing. And this jackass runner that basically slapped a reporter's butt live on camera, which is effectively sexual assault. I say effectively as though it's a modifier or qualifier, but no, it is sexual assault. And so this jackass has been arrested. He was booked for misdemeanor sexual battery, was released of $1,300 bond, or at least that's the conditioning. And if convicted, he faces a max sentence of up to 12 months, up to a $5,000 fine. So yeah.
Just another reason to love Twitter.
Twitter did its thing, and yeah, so they're actually, and there's a bunch of these Let's Run threads where they're talking about how there's no film footage of said butt slap, and it's the entire framing of the original Twitter video, which is live on air, is very clearly him reaching down to just the lower half of the frame, making a motion that is very clearly a slap, and then the reporter looking at him like, what the hell, after she's registered what has just happened to her.
I mean, it's not hard to put the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, it really isn't. And so, yeah, Twitter did its thing, and now this asshole's, in jail, which is fantastic.
And those people don't take too kindly to that shit in jail.
I don't know if I want to go there.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say any of us would know.
Yeah, none of us would know, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I watched an FPS Kyle video where he talked about stuff like that.
Would you guys like to hear about some Let's Run threads that I found?
Oh, you found some? All right, yeah, go for it.
I found one that's interesting and one that's very short, but I thought was funny.
Okay, no, hit it.
One of them is titled...
We enjoy this shit.
Obama to give the Savannah butt slapper an award.
Oh God, what is that?
Yeah.
Is that it?
The OP said, "Note how all past winners are liberals." So I don't know what that means.
Of what? Where is this?
Of the butt slapping award? I have no idea. It's clearly a pretty good shit post. And then we've got it's a 6-post thread, so do you really want it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, at least link it. I want to read this.
I want to see this.
Sure.
If only because of the username of whoever posted it.
Okay, let me...
Anything we can clown, we'll clown.
I'll throw it in general. The username is not, legible. It's JFFFRCBY, which, if that means something, I got no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. So then, what was your other?
Oh, I
thread
love
that
this.
was
My-
interesting.
Other thread is this one, and it's about Jim Walmsley's training week.
Oh yeah. I guess we have time, so let's do it. Why not?
It's very short. It's insane.
Yeah. No, we were gonna do it, and then we decided to skip it. But then I guess we have time, so fuck it.
So here it is. On Monday, he ran 26 miles on trails with 2,800 feet of vert. Tuesday, he did 25 miles on trails with 3,300 feet of vert.
So basically the same.
Yeah, Wednesday he did, it says NAZ workout. I would imagine he worked out with the NAZ people. 15 miles, just says 20 by 1 minute.
So
I would assume...
One on, one off.
One on, one off, yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesday evening.
And then he did 6 miles, yep. Thursday he did 14 miles easy. Friday he did 20 miles at 6:17 pace on flat roads. Saturday he did an easy 24 miles. And on Sunday he did, I don't know if anybody has seen this on Strava. It's like their patented loop that they do. It's called the Coconino Cowboy Loop. It's 21 miles with 5,000 feet of vert at 8:51 pace.
Fuck that.
And this all adds up to, for the week for Jim Walmsley, 151 miles and 14,000 feet of vert.
Pretty solid.
Which is
2.5
unreal.
miles of vert. That's 2.5 miles of vert on
I'm gonna
151 miles.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Jim Walmsley is the new Jerry Lindgren.
Yeah.
For me, he doesn't do the amount of miles, but he does do way more climbing.
True story.
This guy's insane.
I was gonna say, just on mileage, that's like my next 3 weeks probably. But with the climbing, that's like probably all the way until like my birthday in February at best.
What do you guys think he can actually do at the trials, since he is going to be racing trials?
Like what time he's going to run?
Yeah.
I give it like a 2:13.
He's clearly not doing marathon specific work right now. So that doesn't...
still a good amount of time out.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't really exactly instill confidence in me saying that he could get like 6th. But he could get 6th, especially if he tapers. This is serious base, and then with a marathon, that's kind of exactly what you need. And he's obviously more distance oriented. So if he's got 64 base speed, it would not surprise me whatsoever if he could chain 2 65.5s together. And he runs in...
Carbon X's, I believe.
No. Placed where he's from.
Oh, good question.
Well, given that he worked out with NAZ, I'd assume Colorado.
Flagstaff or Boulder, one of those 2 places.
Somewhere west. He does a lot of runs in the Grand Canyon.
It would be Flagstaff area then. Flagstaff, Phoenix.
Oh, did we hit 2 hours?
Just hit it, yeah.
I think he lives near Las Vegas.
Interesting.
Because Coconino County is right outside Las Vegas.
I'm gonna have to look up this loop. Sounds ridiculous.
But so
Should we save that for post-show, though?
I would imagine it's hot there, right? So if it's hot in Atlanta, I think he's gonna be good, especially with they said that the course isn't the course a little hilly?
Yeah, it is a little hilly.
So if it's hot and hilly, that sounds to me like that's exactly what Jim Walmsley is good at running.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me at all if he ran a 2:11.
Disgusting hot.
Now, if the conditions are bad enough for other people to do bad, this is going to be the most interesting race maybe of the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
For you. There's our hot take.
I already set my top 3, but God damn if Jim Walmsley isn't trying to make me change my mind. I mean, I'm not changing my mind, but he's trying to make me change my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that take entirely. I mean, if he's up there, like, I'm not changing my top 3, but you can't help but root for the guy.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I mean, he's definitely... I'll put him as my sleeper pick and my dark horse, for sure.
I agree with the sleeper pick for sure.
If I had money to put on him top 3 in, I would do it.
I like it.
We're betting all around. We gotta find somewhere to bet on this.
On that note...
On that note, that's all we got, right, guys?
Yeah.
Anything else we're excited for, looking forward to, workout-wise, running-wise, race-wise, anything?
We got Christmas in a week.
DMs.
True.
I said verbally abusing Cole in the DMs, but
we're not gonna do that.
Let's go with Christmas. No,
we'll let people abuse him when this comes out.
Yeah.
In the Discord.
Christmas for sure. Are we gonna?
Christmas is a week, dude. What happened to this year?
I know. Are we gonna do a short
decade?
Oh my god.
Oh god. Stop,
talk to you guys next decade.
Are we gonna do?
Hopefully, the only news I am looking forward to is ideally I would like to record the episode with Ben before the new year. I'll cut this bit out. All right. So on that note,
I'm Spencer Mahon.
I'm Shreyas Sriram.
And I'm Tyler Bowman.
This has been the Unattached Podcast, Episode 8. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next mile.
Are you sure about that? I can spell more correctly.